Hello everybody and welcome back to Nerd Central. In this video, we're going to be looking at the variables section in Scratch. This is going to be part 7 of our Scratch overview of blocks videos. So anyways, let's get into the video. So variables, they're kind of complex to explain, but basically what they are is storage systems. So we'll get all these blocks out here. But basically what variables does is they store values. So we will use this set block. We'll set the my variable to 5. So basically, if I show my variable, it will be 5. So this show and hide block basically just hides it and shows it from the screen. Very simple. So those two we're not going to explain much in depth, but I'll show it right now. As you can see, it's 5. Another cool thing you can do is you can double click it to change the appearance. So you can have a slider and then change it all the way up to 100. You can change the value of that by using a slider. But I'm just going to keep it like that for now. So basically, my variables, they store values. So if we set this to yes, then it will be set to yes. So yeah, they store letters and numbers and values. So what we can do is, I'll just make a simple script here and I'll show you how it works. We'll rename this to speed just to make everything easier to work with. So set speed to 1. And what we're going to do is we're going to get another one flag clicked. We're going to change speed by 1. And we're going to, actually no, we'll change speed by 0.1. And then we're going to wait 0.1 seconds. So it's going to change the speed by 0.1 very gradually, as you can see. And then when flag clicked, forever move. Now this is where this thing comes in. As you can see, this is what is stored in here. So what you can do is you can use it in these circles. So move speed steps. So as you can see, it's going to slowly accelerate. Let's try that right here. There you go. It's slowly accelerating. It's getting faster and faster. Every time the speed value is getting higher and higher. It's getting really, really fast at this time. There you go. Just keep going. So yeah, basically it stores things and you can manipulate it at any time you want. So basically the difference between the change block and the set block is the set block sets it to that right away. So setting speed to 0 will always set it to 0 no matter what value this is. And changing speed by is relative to what the speed already is. So if it's already like 2, change it by 1 means it'll plus 1, so it'll be 3. So those are basically the gist of variables. They can become very complex in your projects, but in future videos, I'll show you some projects and I'll run through them. But this is basically just a light graze of variables. So the next one is lists. Now these are interesting because they store a lot of things in one single list. So we can do a shopping list. So there you go. I just made a list right here. We'll put the list right here, and then what we can do is we can add to the list. So as you can see, add whatever to list. So add apples to list. So there you go. It's adding apples to list constantly. And what we can do is delete then one space, the one always at the top of the list. We can delete number 2, so the number 1 will always stay there. And it will never delete the top one. So if you put it back to 1, so we can use that to delete things on our list if you don't want to if you don't want it to be in the list anymore. So yeah, it's adding apples. And once we also have to delete all, which obviously deletes everything. And then this is the insert. So if I put a bunch of apples right here, insert banana at 1 means it puts it at slot number 1. And if we change this to 6, it'll put it at slot number 6. So yeah, that's pretty much just doing the same thing as adding, except it's adding it at a specific point. And this is a replace. So if we do this again, it replaces this with oranges. So basically, it will replace number 5 with oranges. So yeah, that's very nice. Places items if you don't want it there anymore. So let's do 8. It will place that with oranges. So that's to replace. Next up is item 1. Now this is like a variable thingamajiggy. You can use this to let's see, once again, store values. So move item 1 of shopping. It doesn't have to be shopping list. It could be like speed, and then it can have all the different values of speed, and then move item 1. So move, like, let's say this right here is going to be 50. It'll move 50 steps because it's item 1. If we put a different one, item 2, we'll change this to 70. Then it'll move 70 steps. So you can alternate and just store values within the shopping list. Next one is item number of whatever. So if we put in apples, it should say, well, 3 because it's the nearest one. And if we delete this, it should say 4. Yep, there you go. So basically it kind of detects where apples is in the list. So if I put 60, it will do nothing because obviously there's no 60. If I put in 50, then there you go. It says 1. That's item number. This is the length of the shopping list. So this always senses and tells you and collects the length of the shopping list. So it will say 10 because it has 10 sort of slots on it. So yeah, that's the length of. The next one is shopping list contains this. So this is the only Boolean one. So if we go to here, we'll get a forever block if shopping list contains apples, and so basically what it's going to do when the green flag clicked, forever if the shopping list contains the word apples, then it says shopping list contains apple for 2 seconds. So let's try it out. We'll just move that there. There you go. So if we move the cat over here, you will say shopping list contains apples because the shopping list is constantly containing apples. Now if we remove all, it should stop. And if we do that, then I should say apples. And then if we change this to oranges, then it should not say it because there's only oranges. So there you go. That's kind of sensing and a Boolean. And then the last few blocks are show list shopping list and hide list shopping list. Now this is like same thing as the hide variable, show variable. Basically hides it and shows it whenever you want. So this could be used as like a scoreboard. Say, oh, Bob got how many seconds in a race car game or something. So that could be pretty useful for displaying scores. And so yeah, those are variables and lists. Thank you guys for tuning into Nerd Central, and we'll see you guys in another video. Peace out.